I can be a very judgy Janani at times, but I have a problem when people don't let the produce shine. I argue over and I get really annoyed with is how people use olive oil, like deep frying in extra virgin olive oil on a salad, putting pomace oil. It's so like, oh, it breaks my heart. Like such good produce, please know where to use what.
I think, if there are 5 desserts on the menu, so most like to argue over that should I have that one or that one.
Hello everyone, I'm Chef Guntas Sethi and welcome to the European Union Tadka Podcast.
Hello madam, that was supposed to be my line. मैं यहाँ पे rolling बोल रहा हूँ and you just
But Chef, आज तो मैं host हूँ.
आप host हैं तो मैं क्या ghost हूँ? I mean, I thought.
But the team said today I'm the host and I'm welcoming you.
Oh really? Guys, what is this? Very confusing.
Guess it's our Darbaru the last episode and you both are hosting it.
Oh, we both are hosting this. Come on.
Okay, since we've been doing this together,
Yeah.
so we're
And
hosting
since we
it
also
together.
just went to Europe together.
It is lovely.
It was lovely. Kuntas, I have a beautiful idea. Let's play a chit game.
पर चिट कौन उठाएगा?
Vada kaun?
Okay, so basically चिट भी आपकी और पट भी आपकी.
Well, there is no putt today, but there's only chits. So let's then do a game.
Okay,
What do you think about rock, paper, scissors?
game on. Let's
Game
do this.
On.
Rock, paper, scissors. You are in, okay. Rock, paper, scissors. I. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, you.
2, 0.
Okay.
So I picked up zip.
Yes. But Chef, you're also gonna answer it, no?
No, that question is from me. The answer is going to be from you.
And then you will also answer.
I will also answer. Okay. Perspectives. Yes, I remember we said we'll share perspectives today, right? Let's a fresh perspective from Guntas Sethi. Well, a new professional or life update that not a lot of people know about. Come on, tell us. Give us some juice.
I am working on my ebook.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is the topic? What is it going to be like?
The idea is to do more of decoded cafe style recipes at home.
Oh, lovely.
So basically, you don't have to browse through Instagram or online for recipes.
Right.
You're at work, you're exhausted at 5 o'clock, you're wondering what to make for dinner. You just open it, there are ideas for you to make dinner all under 35 minutes. So yeah, wish me luck.
Wow. All the very best, because sounds very interesting, number one, but also I think sounds very thoughtful. Because if I was you, I would think of having a book, but you said ebook. And then I was thinking, why ebook? And then it makes all the sense because today everybody is e.
I'm a very lazy cook.
Well, I don't
Not a
think,
chef, but a lazy cook. When
I
I'm
think-
cooking for myself and family, I want it under 35 minutes.
but I think it's also very thoughtful, Guntas, because today nobody wants to spend more than that much time in the kitchen and also have good food and also have cafe style food.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be able to make that at home, I think that's going to be fantastic.
And also because of my love for European ingredients.
Yeah.
And in India, when it comes to cafe style, that's also something that we look forward to.
So since
European food.
So since it's cafe style food, can you spill some beans a little
Like I
bit?
want to do stuff like crepes Florentine
Oh, lovely.
with a nice, maybe a ricotta, mushroom, spinach sauce. Maybe do enchiladas, but twist it up with some pesto in it.
Oh, nice.
So, like, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
More like one pot dishes.
Right.
Or maybe some malfatti.
Oh, yeah.
And use some beautiful European tomatoes with it. Top it off with some olive oil. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's the idea.
Wow, that
Yeah.
sounds...
Healthier, better for you. Not healthy exactly, but healthier, better for you, good food that you can make at home.
That sounds amazing. Guntas, all the very best for that new life update. And I think that's amazing.
But,
Mm-hmm.
what about you?
We are in the process of doing 3 restaurants at the same time. So there's one restaurant in Gurgaon, one in Pune, and one in Mumbai and Bandra.
Bandra.
Yeah, Bandra. And that restaurant actually has a beautiful ethos. So it's going to be a ground up kind of a cuisine. Back to the roots, back to the farms, looking at produce from the farm. So I'm really excited because I am so enriched with our, that Belgium farm visit.
Yes,
Oh
the
my-
biodynamic farming, yeah. Oh,
That
my.
was
I couldn't agree more.
I'm very excited.
So am I. Bandra.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. Okay, chef, my turn.
Yep.
And to you to answer. Most likely to argue over. Something about food or the way people treat food that you don't like.
Oh, yeah. So I think, if there are 5 desserts on the menu, so most like to argue over that should I have that one or that one? Okay, now your turn.
So what I argue over and I get really annoyed with is how people use olive oil, like deep frying in extra virgin olive oil. Or like on a
Sacrilege.
salad, putting pomace oil. It's so like, oh, it breaks my heart. Like such good produce. Please know where to use what.
I hear you.
Your turn, chef.
My turn to pick up now. Should I do green or red? Let me do red.
Okay. Very devilish laugh, chef. You're like scaring me.
One thing you always judge quietly in someone else's dish.
Acha, what do I judge? Like, I can be a very judgy Janani at times, but I have a problem when people don't let the produce shine. I feel
Yeah.
that there's a certain way to treat every produce. Everything doesn't have to be overcooked or drowned in spices.
Right.
Let it shut. And there's a reason for everything on the plate. Don't overcrowd it. That really bothers me.
So, since you've said this, I want to kind of delve a little more on this. And it's a very important point because the way we cook, let's say, curry, right? In that the turmeric shines, the besan shines, the yogurt shines, and the tempering shines, right? So, it's not ever probably one ingredient shining, but there are a few ingredients shining. So, now here, what is your perspective on what you just said with European food?
I think I would like to take it back to one particular dish which we had in Brussels, barracuda. If you remember, we had this beautifully said aubergine, which was so fresh, and topped it off with some hazelnuts, which were lightly toasted, olive oil, some cheese on top, and pesto.
Right.
For me, it is about the ingredient shining, getting its due notice.
Right.
But at the same point, this is something which is so fresh, or the seared, like the tomato salad that we had,
Oh, yeah,
charred
that was-
tomato salad, right? But on the other hand, you also have something like a paella, like which is cooked, or a risotto.
Yeah.
So each dish has its own way. Each produce has its own way of being treated. There's no one way to doing it.
Yeah.
But to doing justice and not drowning it is what I feel. In India, now for example, I come from Assam, we make panta bhat, where there's no cooking, there's just a rye and curry patta tempering. There is no cooking. You're fermenting rice which is a day old, right?
Right.
Then you have biryani which has been slow cooked, or dal makhani.
Right.
So every dish is different and treat it like that. Treat the produce the way it has to be treated. That's just what I feel.
And thank you, Guntas, for sharing that insight, because the reason why I brought this out is because to understand that, and this possibly can go to all the budding chefs, that, when we're learning how to cook, it's very important to learn the flavor of each individual ingredient. How does it taste? How should it taste? And then we can do justice to it.
Yeah, chef, we live in a world where it's all about fusion, but there's this very stark line, confusion and fusion.
Right.
But don't try and confuse.
Don't try and confuse. That's totally agreeable. One thing you always judge quietly in someone else's dish.
Not even quietly, chef. It's okay if you judge openly.
It is a difficult question because, since MasterChef days, everybody's been like, oh, chef, when you come and taste something, you must be judging everybody. But, I have two palates. One palate is when I am sitting down to eat for myself.
Yes.
And one palate when I'm supposed to be a judge, right? Now, it's very difficult sometimes to, enjoy your own personal meal space where I don't want to be judgy. Today I've gone to a restaurant. Now,
For all of us.
yeah, and no chef wants to spoil a meal or,
Not at all.
wants to give a bad experience, but there are good days and bad days. So, if I'm in a restaurant, I would not judge them. I would just tell them that,
Constructive criticism.
constructive criticism. If I'm at home and I've cooked it, I'll just quietly eat it. And if my wife has cooked it,
Then you better quietly eat it.
no, I'll just tell my son. It's like, Maybe mom was not so happy today, you know. Maybe.
No dinner for you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Okay, hot take. This European ingredient definitely deserves more recognition.
Wow. That's a tough question because I think there's so many European ingredients
agree.
that in India people still need to know. I think people have picked up on the easier parts like probably feta or Edam or other cheeses like that. But I think for me, uh, the chèvre, ghost cheese, is one thing that I think our country needs to adapt to that flavor because it's gorgeous. It goes well with salads, with toppings, with mousses. If you're talking about goat cheese, then we also have to talk about good wines that must go along with it. And I think the whole wine drinking culture in India is growing. I think it should
Immensely.
grow more.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
And one of the hotels we were in, I read at breakfast, save water, have prosecco. And that also for breakfast. So yeah, this is funny.
I love that actually. I couldn't agree more with you upon cheeses. I personally also love halloumi. So when I was studying abroad, I loved halloumi because you didn't have access to paneer,
Right.
and it was an easier alternative.
Right.
Even ricotta, when you have to make your paneer bhurji.
Right.
But if you want to kind of put
Like you said, you're a more Punjabi Janani. You need your paneer, no?
I need my paneer.
Yeah.
So I think halloumi definitely is something. And there's so much you can do. You can do halloumi fries,
Yep.
do it in the form of a chaat, sandwiches,
Right.
even serve it with some nice apricot chutney. There's so much you can do with it. Chef, I think we talk a lot about olive oil, but we don't really talk as much about olives. And they need to be celebrated as well.
Oh, absolutely.
In Assam, we have these local olives which are called jalpai. And I remember growing up having achar made out of it.
Oh, very
We would
interesting.
even chop it up and make a salad, kind of like a tapenade.
Oh, yeah.
Similar but different again. And even make pakoras out of it, which brings us back to the European olives, which absolutely filled with gorgeous fat, which is so good for us. The oils are so good for us. There are certain varieties which, we talk about the Kalamata olives, and you were telling me today about the Spanish olives, which are
The Hoya Blanca. Yeah, the stuffed with pimentos and they're just.
yes, whether with wine
Yeah.
or just to snack on cheese boards.
And it's just a healthy option to snack on and even pickle it up because even the Mediterranean guys do a lot of pickling of olives and it's just divine. So I think that's a great thought.
I think there's so much that can be done with olives. And that's one ingredient I'd love to see shine more.
You know what I do with olives in my restaurants? I make naan.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
Yeah, and actually make like different flavors of naan. So you can do with probably a zatar or a sumac, chop it up like you said with tapenade. But we also do with freshly chopped ginger and green chili and olive. And that with a naan, ooh, it's amazing. And you can add with cheese and then you can just keep playing.
That reminds me that I have actually used it, chop it up and used it with a little bit of raisins, elaichi powder, not elaichi, but I don't remember exactly what else I used, but used it as a stuffing for koftas.
Jaituni kofta, wow.
They end up really delicious and nice.
Wow.
But, okay, chef, you're making me hungry, but next question.
Okay, so my turn. Oh.
I don't know with your expression to be scared or like excited.
Look at the smile, na, Guntas. So the question is very beautiful, actually. It says, you are happiest when you... dash, dash, dash.
Okay. When am I the happiest? Truly, very honestly, when I'm cooking a meal for a loved one. I have grown up as a major introvert and struggling with expression. So food is my way of expressing. The reason I got into food was because when people would come home,
I'm just pulling your leg.
I didn't want to meet people. So I was like, easy, just get into the kitchen. Easiest way to escape. But because of that, I fell in love with food. We grew up in Guwahati with lesser access to ingredients and food. So making a pasta for my sister That was my way of celebrating her little wins and, that joy to see her relish it.
Because I think, there is emotion, there is flavor.
Yes. But chef, you got to answer the question too.
I am happiest when I am having a bowl full of ice cream. I'll tell you a little bit of a family secret. Okay, so every Sunday I cook. And the tradition is that if the food's good, right, it generally is.
Great.
And sometimes they are prudent. So it was like, it was okay, but not the standard that we were kind of mentioning. And that's why I said, I'm the happiest when I have a bowl full of ice cream in front of me, because then it's me, and ice cream.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
But do you remember the ice cream that we had in
I was
Luxembourg?
just thinking about it. It was so good.
But
Even the frozen yogurt.
the frozen yogurt, the ice cream, the whole thing about the milk, the butter. I think the whole dairy produce that we had all across Europe was something
I was
very exciting.
also very, very impressed with the safety standards that they had.
Right.
To ensure that everything at the right temperature, the milk is pasteurized and everything's happening in the right way. How even though it was a smaller farm,
Right.
but there was no compromise on any of the protocols.
Right.
And that gives you that trust in every product that comes from the European Union. Because as we have learned as well, that whether it's something that they're curating or creating for personal consumption within Europe or export, their standards are the same.
Right.
And it gives you that, that face and
Yeah.
testimony that
Right.
you can always, without a doubt, pick up anything from Europe.
And that's the pillar we've been talking about, safety. And, you could see that, the cows were not just belled to look good, but their bells had an automated number, which actually said that everything that the cow consumes or it's been inoculated with, there's all records, which would be then checked by the EU guys coming in for a spot audit, which means that you got to have your farm ready, you got to have your place ready. I think the entire safety bit was just something to learn from.
Okay, my turn. Okay.
I see the...
Yes.
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Okay.
As many European cheeses as you can name. Go.
Okay, time starts now. So, Parmigiano Reggiano, Gorgonzola, Comté, Brie, Camembert, Chevre, Gouda.
Done. You did great, chef.
Only 8. I could have done 20.
You did very well.
Did?
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
So, I'm going to change the question a bit for you.
Hmm.
Since I did cheese, let's do 20 seconds of bread. Time starts now.
Pretzels, brioche, baguette, focaccia, the rusk, the cretin rusk.
Yeah.
And what else? Sardo,
Yeah.
scones.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking.
Something with the shoe branch.
Ciabatta.
But you did well. Thank you so much for enlightening us with the bread varieties of Europe.
I have to ask you a question. Have you ever felt the difference in having bread in Europe versus when you would have it in other countries or in India?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I have noticed the wheat quality is softer,
Yeah.
lesser gluten, easier for the stomach. In comparison to anywhere else in the world or even in India. For someone like me who is a little bit, I'm gluten sensitive, I feel like in Europe I can have breads survive and thrive.
Right.
But here or in other places, it's a bit of a problem. And I think that is because of the great quality of European breed.
I think I totally agree with you, because if we look at a typical, European country, let's say take France, for example, right? They'll start their day with probably a croissant or a pain au chocolat.
How did I not mention a croissant?
Oh, yeah, because they're Viennoiseries, so not really boulangerie.
Yes. Yeah. I was just like,
Okay, so they'll typically start their day with that. So that needs, wheat flour. Then they'll probably go for a sandwich in the afternoon, which is a baguette. They'll probably end their dinner with a roast, but there will be a bread along with it. So if you see that bread becomes a very important part, like for us, it's the wheat, which is the roti, but for them, it's the bread. And they've obviously done many varieties of bread. So obviously, if you're going to have so much of bread, then you have to have it friendly to your stomach. So the recipes are definitely much more cleaner, but I'm totally with you that the wheat quality and the variety that we have from Europe is amazing, and that helps you to possibly have more without, feeling sick.
In India now, the way we see how sourdough, everyone's doing sourdough bread.
Sarde,
Everyone
focaccia, chia butter is like, everyday breads now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that amazing thing that is happening to us is that we are definitely getting that knowledge transfer. But this trip of Europe actually helped us to really go into the finer details to understand that, okay, I mean, you've had pretzels here in India, but when you have a pretzel in Germany with a
Back
beer,
part.
it's not just a pretzel, it's an emotion. Right? It's also that with the food which kind of comes along. It's the
Butter.
crispiness and the butter. You cannot forget the butter. And my favorite was the French baguette. I think, a French baguette is such a beautiful one bread solves many solutions kind of a thing. You can, do toasties on it. You can do a sandwich. If it's really fresh, you can just slice it up. Put some raclette.
Oh my God.
I forgot raclette. Yeah.
Agree.
Or just, this beautiful heirloom tomatoes that we saw out of the farm. And then some fresh mozzarella. A little bit of the pesto
Chef,
drizzle.
you remember the burrata we had?
Oh my God. It was
so
like
good.
everything that we had was talking ingredients. And I think for making good quality European food, you have to have good quality European ingredients.
Yes, absolutely. Chef, we talk so much about Australian cuisine being so... Honestly, there's nothing called Australian cuisine, but their food is more ingredient forward.
Right.
I think that's also somewhere, it also would add up to European ingredients.
Yeah.
That those ingredients are so good that it also makes it easier for us here in India to make dishes like that.
You're right. Well, you can't make a beautiful caprese salad if you don't have a great heirloom tomato, a great bocconcini cheese or a fresh mozzarella, and obviously some pesto. And the olive oil is very important.
Can I also have a glass of wine with her?
Okay, so Guntas, that was fun, the 20-second one. The next question is coming for you is...
Oh, Chef, you're really intimidating me.
It says, if you could swap kitchens with any European chef, who would it be and why?
It would be an honor to just be with him in his kitchen, but just to be there with Chef Massimo Bottura and to actually learn how he does it all. But the one reason that I really look up to him is with his whole approach of sustainability. Because in his cooking, he makes sure that nothing is wasted.
Right.
Everything's put to use, which is also something that here with European Union, one thing that we always talk about, sustainability. And how we can use different parts of a vegetable or, glorify the food, celebrate it more. So it would, I wish and hope someday I even get to meet him. But
Yes. Well, I think if I got the option of swapping, I would actually say, Chef Massimo, pardon. Step aside.
I'll just follow you.
Yeah, I'm just coming in and taking over your kitchen. I think that man deserves huge respect and huge honor for what he does and how he thinks about food. I think the best thing I like about him is the simplicity. He makes food not complicated but simple, and with that simplicity is deriving out that flavor. So one of the dishes that I remember, I've never tasted food out of his hands, but I've always seen what he's been cooking, and we started to use that. It was way back, almost 12-14 years back, when I saw one of his dishes where he put the rind of parmesan, which we generally throw off, into oil and just let it steep.
And get the whole
Beautiful parmesan flavor. And since that rind is almost 50% fat itself, the whole rind would kind of render off.
That's a beautiful.
And that oil, would use for pastas was just divine. And that simplicity in just one thought, and as you said, he doesn't like to waste anything, doesn't throw anything. You have to start thinking like that. And I think that one thing was a greatest takeaway for me, because that just changed the game of how we were looking at pastas. It's just a very simple thing.
I'm still thinking about it, that imagine just 1 hour into that kitchen, what a crash course of kitchen life it would be.
Oh, yeah.
It would be amazing. But what's your answer? Who would you?
Oh, I always find it very difficult because, for me, desserts is my weakness. And, I know that Chef Pierre Hermé, who's, the king for macarons, I would like to say,
The pistachio one is so good.
yeah, but then, what I would like to do is bring him to India and probably treat him with Indian patisserie. Now, why I'm saying Indian patisserie is because something like this does not exist, you would say. But
No.
our halwai chef,
Exactly. Yeah.
he will say do tar ki chashni. Now, we have learned do tar ki chashni and then you put your rasgulla in.
Yeah.
But what if it was written in the same language, which the whole
Someone's
world
documented.
yeah. And the language that whole world would understand. So I think that is for me, that I would be
technical son papri and everything.
I'm telling you, why I'm saying swap, because Pierre Hermé cannot make motichur laddu. I guarantee, and I'm saying this on whatever. If chef, if you're hearing, please forgive me, but Indian patisserie needs and deserves that respect. If your macaron is €5 per piece, why not my motichur laddu is at the same price? Is because the art is not glorified as yet.
Yes.
But having said that, that man has spent years just perfecting his
I agree.
art, and huge respects to it.
Absolutely. Great one. Next question. Me. Okay. Now we ask you. Aha. Okay. When traveling, you are mostly seen ...
This question can have many answers, but since we've recently arrived from our long Europe trip, so it was food and it was travel and it was food and it was travel, so it was great. But if you see me when I'm traveling, so obviously 3 things that go along with me. I think my camera, because that helps me to freeze the moment of whatever I'm eating or whatever I'm seeing, and saying this, that when we were in Luxembourg, and I was so intrigued by the way that winemaker was just telling his whole story of 3 generations. I've got everything of that bit on a sound recorder.
Yes, I saw you were doing that.
25 minutes of pure bliss, because when you listen back to such stories, you're able to understand that, authenticity does not just arrive. Authenticity is practiced. And so I think for me, that moments need to be frozen, captured. The next thing that you will always see me with is my hat.
Yes.
Because, I just love my hat, and, I'd love to travel in my hat. I think 95 pictures, 94 will be with my hat, and 1 will be because the hat was probably missing somewhere and you helped me find it. And the third thing will be, my whole foodie self. So I can't just go to a place and just dine and come back. I have to possibly go find out, how it was cooked. So if you saw me in that Italian restaurant, Barracuda, I went up to the kitchen whilst you guys were having a chat. I made friends with the chef. And I told him that I'm also a chef, and I would like to just kind of peep inside your kitchen. And I really saw how he had designed his kitchen, because there was food which was coming so quickly, food which was so fresh. Everything, it was like clockwork. So I had to see. So I have to keep my,
Spectacles on.
yeah, my 4 eyes on. So that's me.
How lovely. Amazing.
How about you?
When I'm traveling, number one, I'm always on the hunt for great coffee places.
I saw that.
I love my coffee and I really enjoy that culture.
Right.
For me, like just on the streets, sitting, enjoying your coffee, just absorbing and observing the culture. It's when you're sitting in peace, in silence, but the whole world's kind of running around you, is when you actually get a sense of the whole city. So that's the way I kind of break through when I'm traveling. Number 2, I always love visiting their grocery stores. There is so much to see. I think one thing that I did in Brussels was I went to this organic store. I don't quite remember the name correctly, but it was amazing. Like they literally had sections where you could get organic tamari, organic soy sauce. There was roasted peanuts, and you can make your peanut butter over there, get organic vegetables.
Oh, wow.
Berries, wine, cheese, everything. And I feel like when you travel and you go and see all of this.
Oh, I missed going to this market. You should give me
It
a
was
call.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it gives you a little bit of insight to the produce there.
Absolutely.
And Then definitely have to do a beer crawl or a wine and cheese tasting because gives you a little bit of an idea of the nightlife
Culture, the vibe, the nightlife. But I think,
And the beer was so good in Germany, like Cologne beer, Kirsch.
gosh.
Yeah,
And
so good.
I think the whole experience of understanding that, people just drink beer, but it came out of necessity. It
Yes,
came out of, that, the water wasn't safe and they actually improvised and, they did that and how that turned out to be like, such a cultural thing. And, so there's a lot of thought, research.
and they get their water from their own well,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was amazing.
Yeah, and you talk about authenticity. I think that place was just talking authenticity because for so many years this wall was standing for almost 300 years.
Yes.
We went into that beautiful dungeon inside, and it was such a.
You remember the sweet beer they had?
Oh,
It was so good.
And I think
With the pretzels. I loved it.
so. This really is a rapid fire round, and you have to identify that is this really a PDO or a PGI ingredient. Okay, Kamtal.
PDO.
Yes, Kamtal is a cheese, and it's a PDO product. Sawyer.
That's the cheese from Estonia.
Yes.
Seeing it's PGI.
Yes, it's PGI. Thank you so much. And the next one is Hanya Kritis.
I think PGI.
Yes, it's a PGI product. And your favorite cheese, halloumi.
PDO.
PDO label.
Cyprus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And finally, a rosehip jam.
PGI.
No, that's a PDO.
Okay.
That's okay. So, having said that, what I'll do is I will talk about PDO and you talk about PGI.
Okay.
Right? So, for everybody's knowledge and understanding, and back to school days, these are two labels that are given to most of the European ingredients to make sure that the quality is a certain and only that can come out of the European borders. So, PDO basically means product of designated origin, which means that if we are talking about a cheese that is being made, so that cheese, the milk of that cheese has to be from that same region. The farm has to be of the same region. The making of the cheese has to be in the same region. The packaging of the same has to be in the same region, which means every process that we are talking about of that cheese is done in that designated area. So every time you see that PDO label, you're rest assured that this is a quality produce from Europe. So enjoy it.
So PGI refers to protected geographical indication and it is assigned to products which actually come from a particular part of Europe, but the entire process actually hasn't happened in that region. So that gives you an idea and an indication that the main characteristic can be attributed to that place even though the entire process hasn't happened there. Last question, Chef.
Oh yes, ready for it.
Oh, very interesting. When in doubt while making a dish, you always reach out for that one ingredient. Which ingredient is it?
So you mean favorite ingredient, really?
Yes.
Well, I think my favorite ingredient has to be aceto di balsamico. I love balsamic vinegar because it's such a versatile vinegar which can actually be used even for desserts.
Yes.
You can use for salads, you can use for sauces, you can use for marinades. I think it just lends itself beautifully in every part of your cooking, and just the beautiful aroma of it and the flavor, the sweetish, that vinegarish flavor is just amazing. I love it. So I've actually done balsamic glaze strawberries with a brandy schnapp base and did a clotted cream on top of it with an orange and lavender dust. The reason why I kind of gave you that picture is because nobody would think that you can have a vinegar for dessert, but the way this vinegar is made, it's almost like wine. They use the same Solera system which is used for making Madeira. For making this amazing balsamic vinegar. It's aged, some of them are aged for almost 18 years. And, so the whole process of making wine, which is so beautiful, is also now given preference to a vinegar, which you will probably just, think that, vinegar is something that it's like a condiment, you'll just add and go away. But for me, I think it just helps me to, reimagine, rethink, and sometimes just glazing, a pomegranate and a balsamic kind of a glaze on the duck breast.
Oh my God.
Okay, or making a salad with just rocket leaves, some goat cheese, some heirloom tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes, and some sun-dried tomatoes, and then the dressing with balsamic, olive oil, salt, pepper. That's it, finished. With some pine nuts on top. Did I make you hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now let me,
Okay.
since you're very hungry and salivating, let me ask the question back to you. So, what is that one ingredient that you always go to?
I think I always look for support in butter because fat is flavor. And with brands like Lupa, President now available in India. I mean, back when we used to try.
You're like my true Punjabi sister, I mean, makhan.
Yeah.
Makhan ke bina zindagi nahi hai.
Yeah, but you need that fat,
Yeah.
and that fat brings it all together. Whether you're making a cake, whether it's a dessert, whether it's savory, I think it brings it all together. That little bit on top, it's not just the glistening on
The
top.
Montebar,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember Chef Marco Pierre White saying this once. He says in an open forum, it was a few years back in India when he was there, and he says that if you want your food to be flavorful, add butter.
Yeah.
If you want your food to be more flavorful,
Add
add more butter.
Oh.
If you want your food to be more flavorful, add more butter. So I kind of live by it, and I totally go with what you're saying. Butter is fat, fat is flavor. With that beautiful note, I think let's raise a toast for this
Why not?
amazing conversation that we've had together. And also, I've had this series of podcasts that, we've done, and so much information has been shared. I hope you all have been, enriched by the knowledge and the chats that we've had together with so many people, but also Guntas sharing her viewpoints and me sharing my viewpoints. But now I think it's our time. Just raise a toast.
Absolutely, Chef. Let's do that.
So, Chef, on that note, let's raise a toast to our beautiful visit to Europe.
Thank you. So
Delicious, isn't it?
delicious. Thank you so much, Chef, for making me a part of your beautiful podcast.
Well, I think it was amazing. And as my co-ambassador to More Than Food campaign, it was really enlightening and enriching for me as well to have your perspectives, your eyesight, and your valuable inputs in understanding, how do you perceive European Union products. So with that, we bring this series to an end, which is the European Union Tadka Podcast. Finally, my line. And I hope you enjoyed and embraced what we were talking about, the European Union ingredients, because it's really more than food that we are talking about. Every dish has to be an experience, and every dish becomes an experience with great food and great produce. So I hope you will enjoy yourselves with great food, great company, and have loads of fun. See you soon.